Let's solve this system of equations using the inverse of the matrix. Okay. So whenever they give you the equations, see how many variables are there. Generally, we are supposed to get, the number of equations should be equal to the number of variables. Otherwise, there will be some inconsistencies. We shall see about it later. Generally, they'll give both of them as same. If they want you to find out a unique solution. So here they have given three variables and then three equations. See, if the question is about find the values of x, y and z, you need not do all this method. What you can do is check the options, right, and then just substitute them and you can get the answer. If it is a fill in the blank question, then yes, you are supposed to solve it. Otherwise, just check the options, substitute here, and you just verify which one is the correct one. That is the simplest one. Otherwise, you just see how many variables are there and then rewrite the equations in such a way that it is very important. Rewrite the equations in such a way that the values of the variables should always be in the corresponding positions in all the equations. For example, in this one, if you watch it, the variable x should always be in the beginning, and the variable y should always be the second one, and the variable z should always be the third one. Therefore, you are supposed to see that the variables are in the corresponding positions, and then see the quotients here: 2 minus 1 3, 1 1 1, 1 minus 1 1, right? 2 minus 1 3, 1 1 1, 1 minus 1 1, right? That is how you got the matrix A, and you know how to write the matrix X and B. Just now we have seen it, right, in the derivation. So now you can find out the A inverse. So this entire method is based on the assumption that A inverse exists. In case if A inverse does not exist, then we have to apply other methods. We shall see them later. So we are lucky that here A inverse exists. Therefore, I am able to find out the A inverse. Now after, I think you know how to find out the A inverse. We discussed it earlier. That is why I am not doing it here. So how to find out the A inverse? We are first supposed to find out the determinant, and in case if determinant is not equal to 0, we can find out the A inverse. But then first find out the determinant and then find out the adjoint matrix and multiply determinant with the adjoint matrix, then you are going to get the A inverse, right? So I did that, and this is the A inverse. You please do it, okay? So once I get the A inverse, how can I find out x? X equal to A inverse into B. We have just seen that. So I am just multiplying A inverse with B, and this is what I got: 1 2 3, right? Therefore, what can we say? X equal to 1, y equal to 2, and z equal to 3, right? Because x y z equal to 1 2 3. So x equal to 1, y equal to 2, z equal to 3. If it is not a fill in the blank question, if it is just a multiple choice question, you just take the options, substitute them there, and you can find it out. Sometimes what they do is, they will not ask you about what is the value of x, y and z. They will just ask you what is the value of x. In that case, anyway, you have to solve it. Okay, so better know the method. Let's see the shortcuts later. Okay, now watch it. Again, these are the system of three equations. Three equations are given and three variables are given. Variables are x1, x2 and x3. They will specify what are the variables in the equation. Okay, so x1, x2 and x3 are the variables, and then three equations are given. Now some of the variables are missing. So what does it mean? The quotient is 0. So since the variable x2 is missing, the quotient of x2 is 0. That is why I get 0 here. The quotient of x1 is 1, the quotient of x2 is 0, the quotient of x3 is 1. Quotient of x1 is minus 2, quotient of x2 is 1, quotient of x3 is not there, therefore it is 0. And quotient of x1 is 0, quotient of x2 is minus 1, and quotient of x3 is 1. And anyway, you know the variable matrix x1, x2, x3, and then b is minus 1, 1, minus 5, minus 1, 1, minus 5, right? So after that, we are supposed to find out A inverse, the same thing. So I found out A inverse. How? By finding out the determinant and then adjoint. Determinant I think is 3, and then this one, right? So this is same. And next we are supposed to find out A inverse into B. I found it out and I got this one. So what does it mean? x1, x2, x3 is equal to 1, 3, minus 2, 1, 3, minus 2, right? You please solve it yourself. I mean, even though I am doing it here, you please solve it once. That will help you practice the questions and check whether these are right or wrong. Okay, I did it, but you to check it. Okay. Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkey's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkey, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkey is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkey. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.